Okay, I guess we'll get started. Hope it's all running. Hi, everybody. I'm Connie Hale, and I'm a librarian here at the San Antonio Public Library. And today we're going to be interviewing Dean Nicholson from 1bike1world. And he's found a kitten in Bosnia he named Nala, and they travel around the world, usually on a bike, but right now in a van. So, and we also have with us Kelly Ulrich, who is does the comic strip that chronicles their adventures. Before I get to the interview, though, I'm going to share my screen and play the video of the brief story of how Dean and Nala met each other. Okay, now how do I do this? Okay, it's going to take me a second. Hold on. Do this again. Sorry, technical difficulties.
Let me know if you need help.
Okay, I got it.
We're not getting sound, Connie. I think you do the share the sound. Yeah.
You're not getting, oh no. Okay.
Right. I would stop the screen share and restart it and click share sound.
Oh, okay. All right. One more time.
Some food. My first thoughts was I wasn't going to take her. So then I thought, well, I've got to take her now, and I decided to take her on this journey. She climbed out and climbed up onto my shoulder when I was cycling. The first night, and set up a tent, she just wouldn't leave my side the whole time. Everything I do, I've got to do it with her. She loves being in the tent. She dives about on the floor and there's like wee cuts across all the... She wants inside the sleeping bag and she wants like a wee nook of your armpit. She loves it. When we're cycling, she sits in the front and she spends half the time just sunbathing and playing with her tail. She doesn't even help me cycle. I need a new cap. She's broken. It's nice to watch as well when you're cycling along. It distracts you quite a bit. I'm surprised I've not crashed yet. One day we were cycling and we got caught in a really bad storm and Nala got wet. A few days later, she just developed a wee chest infection. I was already thinking like, I really don't want to lose her. Fell in love with her character. She's just a brilliant cat. And from that moment, I thought, if it's going to rain, that's when I need to start taking my time with her and keeping her nice and dry. But nah, she pulled through and she was fine. Before I was really wanting to just get across the world, but now I'm not really bothered how long it takes, just a nice gentle pace and just watch her enjoy it. It's basically her trip. She's coming with me till the end now. 100% my best friend. the best travel partner you can ever get. I love her. She's just brilliant to be with.
So that's how it all started with you guys. What was it, 4 years ago? 5 years ago?
Yeah, about that. I mean, it's been a long time. So about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Here she is here.
All right.
Well, Rao, you come to say hello now. Let me get in. Put on. Hello.
Oh, there she is. Hello,
Here she is.
Nala.
She's sleeping all day. It's been a hot day, so she's enjoyed the sun.
Oh. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna start with you, ask you some questions. So going back to the beginning, how did the dodo find your story? Did you post it on Instagram and they just found it, or?
Basically, what happened was, I think when I found Nala at the time of that, I had about 3,000 followers, and I never heard of a dodo before, but some of them did, and they were messaging the dodo, and I also sent my footage in as well, and then they just reached out and said, "Do you want us to do your story?" And that was.
Oh, that's cool. Was it after that that your followers started? I mean, you got more followers. Did it just like suddenly drop up, pop up to 1 million, or was it over time?
No, it went up pretty fast, but the story of when I went viral was I was on my way over to Santorini, and when I was going across on the ferry, you don't have any signal, nothing whatsoever. And then when I got on the ferry, I had 3,000, and then when I got off at the other side, it just ballooned up to 120,000.
Wow.
And I was just like, oh, no, I didn't expect it to go that quick. Then about 3 weeks later, it was at 500,000. And it was just crazy how fast it blew up.
Yeah, I can imagine. That must have been, I don't know, startling to you.
It was a wee bit, because I never set out to do anything on Instagram. It was just a page that me and my friend started, just so we could remember what happens on a day-to-day basis. So I never set out to be an influencer or anything like that, or get lots of followers. It just kind of happened and exploded.
Yeah. So what do you think your experience would have been biking around the world like without Nala? You think you would have just stayed in obscurity?
I probably would have been finished by now, to be honest with you, because I think I would have. It's a lot easier on your own. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff I've got to take into consideration when I'm traveling with Nala. But on my own, I would probably have been in Thailand out there living by now. So.
Oh, that's cool. But is it easier than you would imagine traveling with a cat?
Oh, I'm talking with my experience with Nala, so I'm not going for every other cat. But Nala is so easy to look after on the road. She's basically set out to do this, I feel, because after you play with her, make sure she's got some food, some water, and she's been to the toilet. All she wants to do is sleep. And even when you're taking her for a walk, all she wants to do is walk for maybe 30, 40 minutes, and then that's enough for her.
That she wants to ride on your shoulder, right?
Yeah, she'll sit up on my shoulder when she's tired, or this is where she sits just now in the van. She's got a wee cat tower, so she likes this seat up here.
Yeah.
A good wee perch for her.
I've seen lately where she's been riding in the front of the right where the steering wheel is. Is that a favorite place now?
She started lying on the front window, probably because that's where it gets the most sun. And she just sits there and sunbathes.
Yeah, and maybe it's she's trying to tell you need to get back on the bike so she can be up front.
That could be the message she's trying to tell me.
So does she do any annoying cat things? Like my cat used to claw my face to wake me up in the morning. Does she do anything like that?
Yeah, that's probably the only thing that annoys me with her is about 4:10 in the morning, she's over in your face. And at first you feel the whiskers and I'm just like, oh, here we go. So you try and hide your face, but then she starts burning under the covers. And I'm like, you're not being fed at 4:30 in the morning, no chance. So Then
I
she gets
know.
grumpy, then she starts meowing, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, they think they know when you should be feeding them most of the time.
Exactly. She makes some racket though. She makes some noise when she wants.
Yeah. Um, so I know you've left Nala to go back to Scotland to visit with family and stuff. How does she react when you come back? Is she like one of those? My cat used to ignore me. She would like go and sit in front of me and just look the other way. Is Nala excited to see you when you come back?
Yeah, so I've left her twice. Once when I went over to get my Russian visa, because it's a lot of work getting her in and out of the UK, because the UK are so backwards in all the rules. So you've got to basically fly her in.
Mm-hmm.
If you're flying her in, she's got to go under the plane in the cargo, and she hates stuff like that. She hates when she doesn't see me.
Yeah.
So what I'd done was, the first time was with one of my followers, and she says Nala just sat basically at the door all the time waiting for me to come back.
Oh.
So, and then the second time was for my grand's 90th birthday. So my grand's like the most important lady in my life. I love her to bits, so I had to be there for that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. So she just kind of sits there and waits for you, huh?
I just waits. Even in the van, so the van's a bit safer when you're leaving her, because on the front of the bike, if I had to go in and out of a supermarket, I used to hate doing it, but the van's a bit better. But as soon as I got out of sight, you hear the loud meow, meow, shouting on me, wanting to get my attention.
Yeah. Well, she's been, right by your side for a really long time now. I guess, does it surprise you nearly everywhere you go, you can find fans who let you stay with them? Is that kind of a surprising thing?
It's surprising, but I mean, it's like, and that's what I love about it as well. No matter, so we travel like 30 miles to the next town, and there's always a follower there. And like, if ever I need something, I put up on my stories, and there's always people round about to help out. So it's pretty amazing.
Uh, do you have like a strangest way or place that you've met a fan, like that you didn't expect?
I have, and I'm actually staying at her house tonight, so it's quite funny you asked that question. And I said to her, do you want to come on the camera and tell your side of the story? But she's disappeared. Basically, in Serbia, Jovanka, when I was here in 2018, I was traveling by bicycle, and I got in the woods and I set up my hammock. I took one picture. Normally, I don't post where I am, because I don't want people just turning up in the middle of the night. But Jovanka knew where I was, so I think it was about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. I wake up and she's just standing right next to my hammock. And then she says, would you like to come to my house for breakfast? And I just went to her house for breakfast, and I ended up staying for 2-3 days, just drinking gin with her.
Cool. That's really funny. Okay. You published your biography, Nala's World, about your travels. What made you want to write that first book?
It was just basically the opportunity. I mean, I never set out to write a book, and then all of a sudden, when it went viral, we had quite a few publishers just turning up and getting in contact with us. And at first, I wasn't really going to do it, but then I was speaking to my family, and they were like, "It's too big an opportunity not to do it."
Yeah.
So then, I just went about that way, and then that's how it came about.
Cool. And then did they get you to write a children's book, or were you trying to kind of I can't think of the word, get a positive message out there with your children's book? How did that come about?
So when the publishers got in touch way back at the start, I was trying to push the kids book for them. I wasn't really wanting to do an adults book, and I was like, let's just do kids books, because it'll be a better way to get a positive message out there for the future generation. But they were adamant. They were like, no, we've got to do the adults book first. You've got to have like a foundation before you can start going down that thing. So that's why we went with the kids book second. Yeah, that's my favourite book. I don't know where it is. I think I've got one up here. I read that to Nala every night just before she goes to bed.
I'm sure she does. And are Nala and Yusuke getting along? Because I know you just picked up a dog, a stray dog
I
that
mean,
was injured.
Nala's very good with animals, but I mean, it's just whether it's going to work out in this small space.
Yeah.
Like Yusuke is still very much like a very hyperactive puppy.
Yeah.
Like, so when I first go and see Yusuke, I have to keep him apart because he's got too much energy for Nala, and he just wants to play. She just wants to play, and it's just too much for Nala. So but when he calms down a wee bit, that's when they're good together. But it's just doing it slowly, getting them both used to each other. And I think I'm going to give it about 2 months and just see what happens.
Okay. So how long do you think it's going to be before you get back on the bike? Is it going to be more like you have to wait for Yasuki to kind of get better?
My plans for the summer was I was going to be back on the bike about 4th of April, and I was going to leave my van at this house here, get back on the bike, cycle, and then Yuzuki and plans changed. So I'm responsible for Yuzuki now, so I just need to take my time with her. It's not like a quick process for her to heal either.
Yeah.
It's nerve damage, so but we've got all the time in the world to still just chill about, so we're good.
That's cool. Yeah. I think we're all waiting for you to get back on the bike because it's so much, I don't know, it's fun. I like your van, but
It'll happen one day. The van's too hot for summer though, so it was kind of always the plan to get back on the bike for summertime, and then the van will be better for winter time. But it's just how it turned out just now, and I've got to take Yusuke to physio 3 times a week in the middle of grades, so you can't cycle. I mean, you can cycle in Belgrade, but it's crazy. The traffic there is just mental.
Yeah.
So it's just taking our time well.
Okay. And I think I have gonna get to, let's see. All right, hold on. Okay, I have some questions for Kelly. We're gonna look at your the comic strip, look at some slides of that. So Kelly, what inspired you to start the comic strip?
Well, it came about when I didn't know about Dean at all until my husband said, look at this guy on Dodo. And so I wasn't in the mood at the time, and I went, yeah, later. And so a few days went by and I thought, oh yeah, that video, okay, I'll watch it. And the second I watched it, it was, wow, that's really great. There was something about it that was a little different, maybe because I've always loved Scottish, things, Scotland itself. I've been to a few times and I love Scotland. And then of course, animals was my next big thing. And cats, I adore cats. So it all went together for me. And then the whole adventure of it and how cute she was and everything. So I thought, and a little while went by, and Dean by this time was in Santorini, and I started there, I think. He was picking up garbage off the beach, and I just did that one little rough cartoon. God, when I look back at it, it's so cringy, but it's so rough. Anyway, and when I did that, I thought, and then people started to respond, and respond in a lot of people responded. So I thought, what if I do another one? I felt like doing it. It wasn't what I intended at all. And so there it just took off after that. And I thought, I don't think I did one every day, of course, but now and then, and it just became a lot of fun. So that's how it kind of started.
And how did you guys come up with putting it on the 1bike1world website as a subscription?
I did it for a year of free.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and I just did the whole thing, and I don't think it was 8 panels all the time, but I guess then Leona came out. It's hard to remember now. I guess Leona came out and sort of suggested this. And I don't know why, really. It's sort of lost in the midst of time now. But I guess we thought that it would be a good way to, I don't know, help different aspects of it. I'm not even sure, right? Do you know, Dean?
It was just basically you were doing a comic every day, and it was just basically to make a bit of money for everyone because we had to make a living as well, and stuff like that. So that's why we decided to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Some people were okay with it and some people weren't. So that was a time of great division, actually.
Well, I love it because I mean, I think it's worth subscribing to for sure. Because when you don't hear from Dean, you know, on Instagram, it's nice to be able to go onto the comic and see what's happening.
That's right. Some stuff I make up, but I follow Dean very closely as to what he does during the day. And if he does go, as I call it, going underground, like he sort of disappears for a bit for different reasons, then I have to quickly scramble and think, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? It sometimes takes one word and I'll be okay. There's been just a couple times, I think, that I've actually contacted Dean and said, what are you doing? I just had nothing, but that's not very often. I think I've only done that a couple times. And then, whoa, there's a cartoon.
Yeah, I just have clips from some of them. Let me.
Oh, this is before I put it up for a subscription there, 301 and 308. I think I did it for 300 and something.
Let's see. Slideshow. Okay. So just wanted to see. So you have, I wanted to know how you came up with her being a Tiffany Barbie MD, a surgeon and ballerina. I love that. That is so funny.
I don't know. There are some little girls who just are so princessy and all about princesses and unicorns and all the rest of it. And they always have fluffy names like, you know, Barbie is pretty fluffy. I don't know. Sorry,
Yeah.
Barbie, all the Barbies out there, but I don't know. It just seemed to go together. And she is a bit of a princess, as all cats are deep down, I think.
Yeah.
All the cats I've had, and female cats, I guess, are princessy and beautiful. And it just sort of all came together. Her personality is based on what, I don't know. Sometimes things just happen as the comic progresses. But I have to maintain that too. Like, she can't suddenly decide she doesn't want to be a princess ballerina.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah. I think she'll always be that. So it's a consistency that I have to sort of maintain with her personality that I've developed now.
And
my favorite is when she does Caveman Dean.
Caveman Dean.
That's the one I like.
We have some coming up with you, so we'll see what you like about it. But,
that's right. We go back to prehistory, and that's a good one.
Yeah.
Because that's what I feel like I am like half the time.
And then we have Vinny. He's kind of has refined taste, as I would say. He's always wanting to go on these like tours or the opera or something, and Nala's having none of that. So
that's right. Well, he has to be the other alter ego of all of us, I guess. He represents the best part of us, the one that knows really what we should do, what the right thing to do is. So he's a bit of a stuffed shirt at times, but he's unfailingly kind and thoughtful and polite, unfailingly polite. And I think that's why people really like him very much, because he always is, errs on the side of caution, I guess, and is always polite. But he's got his foibles as well. He gets angry sometimes, as we all do. So, you know. And
he has that candy pill habit that he loves those candy pills.
He's a bit of an addict, yeah.
Yes, for candy pills. Yeah. And but I just love the things they get up to, like cheating at Go Fish all the time.
Always.
And then there they are with their sunglasses on, and then when they found Dean's credit card to go shopping.
Yes, yeah. Actually, the other character I really like doing is Dean's grandmother.
Oh, yes. I love your drawings of her are great.
She's so much nicer than how I'm portraying her. You know, she's a bit spicy when she's in the comics. I mean, she's got
you're portraying her perfect. There's no that nice.
She's not that nice. So Kelly's captured her essence. So yeah, but I loved it when they order stuff on Amazon, and that's so great. And then I got these ones of Dean biting a tire. My favorite of all time is where he flies over the fence. He looks like a ballerina flying over the fence where he hurt his foot, right? Didn't you fracture your foot or something?
I tore the ligament in my ankle. Of course, story that led on to be.
Yeah. And then the flat tire pump dance, bicycle pump dance. So she really captures your silly side for sure. And then the Scottishness of all of it, the marmalade. Where did that come from? Marmalade. Is that what you think that Scottish people say a lot?
No, I think we used to have a lot of Robertson's marmalade, which is made in Scotland, is it not? And marmalade always to me sounded like something very Scottish. So I just threw that in. I mean, how stereotyped is that? But I had to look up a lot of true Scottish words, and a lot of people helped me out with that too. Like followers would say, well, I'm Scottish and this is how you say blah, blah, blah. So I actually got a lot of help with that.
Oh, that's good. I was wondering if anyone was like, hey, how dare you? We don't speak that way.
Well, no,
It's true, but see, when you're traveling though, sorry, when you're traveling, nobody understands what you say. When I speak, they just look at me like I'm crazy, and sometimes you've got to repeat it about 4 or 5 times, and so it's what she's drawn there is just so spot on.
All right. Sorry, I thought you spoke English, right?
Basically.
So I just love when you have them talk in Scottish. It's pretty funny. Argyle and Orkney, you know.
That's right. That's all you have to do.
Kilts and marmalade. I love kilts and marmalade. That's so great. Instead of cussing, that's awesome. And then this is just to show you my 2 favorite ones where it's Dean, Nala, and Vinny watching TV. And then I love the sunset one. I just wanted to show those to people. Those are like my 2 favorite, I guess, panels of all. Okay. So, and how about how many subscribers do you have for your comics?
So for the comics, do you have that?
Leona does all that.
Oh, you don't
Leona
know?
does all that part.
Okay.
That's
cool.
All that sort of stuff I stay away from.
I just think also you need to make a book and sell a book, because I would love to have a whole book of Nala. And
we did look into doing that at one point, but it just didn't work out with the publisher we were talking to. So if you know any publishers out there.
Okay, well, maybe one of your followers is a publisher. Hopefully they're watching. But yeah, definitely, because I would buy that book, and I'm sure other people are the same way. So okay, well, I guess we're gonna see if Morgan has any questions for you guys.
Sure. So yeah, folks, if you have questions, please submit them into the Q&A, and we will get to as many as we can. So speaking of Vinny, Kelly, a couple of folks have asked if Vinny is joining this morning.
I say so. Yes, this is a dear friend sent this to me. She made Vinny for me, and I was so delighted. He's beautiful, and his antenna even bend. I mean, yeah. So I guess you could say that yeah, here he is. He's listening. He's immersed in a book right now, but he's listening.
Got it. Okay. And I guess either Kelly or Dean, how would you say that the real life Nala compares to the Nala in Kelly's the comics that Kelly creates? are they fairly similar? Do they have differences? Like, how would you compare the two?
Well, I don't think my Nala is quite the same as the real Nala. She sometimes has cat qualities, but basically she has to speak her mind and go beyond any cat, I think. Although hopefully retaining some of Nala's niceness, because a lot of people have gotten on my case. I think some people don't like it that she's sassy or rude or whatever. So I get that a lot. Well, Nala's shouldn't be so rude, and why doesn't she just lighten up and all that stuff? And I went, well, the comic, and I couldn't have her being sweet and nice the whole time. It just wouldn't make a story. You have to have some sort of conflict or some abrasion there.
Okay. And then Dean, have a question for you. You travel to so many places. How do you choose which photos from your travels that you post on your Instagram or Facebook or the various places that you post them?
How do I choose the photos that makes it? Basically, I travel all the time. Nala's always in front of me, and she's so photogenic, so it's very easy to take a photo of her and just chuck it up. And it takes seconds, so it's nothing special. It's just quick photo, then on we go.
Okay. And then let's see. What else do we have? And Dean, we know you don't give exact locations, but roughly where are you right now?
Well, I'm in Serbia just now, and I'm going to be in Belgrade for the next 3 weeks, I think.
Okay. Let's see.
Are you ever going to get to Morocco?
No Morocco I want to get to, it's Thailand. I'm just
Oh,
going to Morocco to break up with it, because everything in the middle of the world keeps just going to crap. So it's like,
Yeah.
I was going to go through Iran, couldn't go that way, or the highway, which I was wanting to go through before Nala.
Yeah.
I couldn't go that way because China wants too many vaccines for an animal to get in.
Wow.
Like, I'm not going to put her through that. And then, of course, the whole Russian fiasco. So
Yeah.
can't go that way. So I think I'm going to make my way to Morocco, and then I'm going to go up around Sweden, see that area, and then I think I'll probably have to fly.
Oh, okay.
So I'll probably fly to India. Just miss out that wee bit in the middle, because it's just too dangerous some parts for Nala. So
Yeah, definitely. And to you. You don't want anything to happen to you guys. Okay.
And speaking of flying, someone is asking, do you have plans to come to the US at any point? We know that you don't want to put Nala in, basically the cargo part of the plane. Do you ever would fly with Nala, or?
yeah, I would fly with Nala, but I think I've already looked at going to the US. I can get my van over there, and Nala can fly in the plane with me as well. So that's not an issue going over to the US, and we will do it. I think my plan are still, I want to get out to Thailand first, travel Asia, and then I'll probably make my way over to Canada, US, and then down the bottom of the world.
Oh, so you want to go down to Australia?
No, Nala can't get into Australia. They're too strict on quarantine. But Brazil, Cuba, and all the places.
Oh, Brazil. Yeah. Be nice.
Start touring about there.
Cool.
Okay. And Dean and Kelly, remind me, how long we're going today. I know we started a little late, but so we've got a couple more questions. Let's see. Kelly, how has your life changed since doing the daily comic?
Well, I got a good part of the day. I call this my office, so I'm going to go to the office and do my job, and it's delightful, really. So it takes me a good, it could anywhere be from 4 hours to longer sometimes, because in the morning I have to check what Dean's done, and hopefully something. And then if nothing is coming up, and there's certain things I can't bear to do, I don't want to, he's got enough to deal with the sad side of things. So I like to try and keep things lighter to, lift everyone up, as well as being aware of what this problem really is. Anyway, so I do that, and then I talk about it with my husband. He's quite funny too, and so he sees, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And so we bash it out a bit, and then I go off to this room and I sit for the next, I don't know, 4 sometimes longer hours conceiving of it. So my life has changed in that I don't have as much time, I guess, but it's been so delightful. It's changed in that I've come to know the world and some of the people in it, and which is very exciting because I'm not, a going out there type of person. So I've been very moved by so many people, the followers and whatnot, and the chats I've had with them, and how lovely everything is. And it keeps me going because, like Dean said, the world has gone mad for the most part. And in British Columbia, we deal with, the weather and violence in the city, and burning and of this and flooding of that. And I just thank God for the comic. It keeps me going as well.
Definitely helped during the pandemic to
Yeah.
read something upbeat every day.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I think we'll do 2 more questions and then we should probably wrap up. Let's see. Dean, can you give us an update on Yasuki? I know you talked a little bit about her earlier, or them earlier. How's she doing, and basically how is her recovery going?
Her recovery is actually going really well. She's still got nerve damage, so that's the thing you need to remember. That obviously, I was speaking to someone the other day, and they said it can take 1 millimeter per week to recover.
Yeah.
So she's still coming on very quick compared to what the injury she had. She was only like at the vets a month and a half ago, maybe.
Yeah.
And I didn't think she was going to walk again. And then a few days later, she was walking. And then she's just been getting stronger and stronger. We're just waiting for this last wee part of paw. So she stops knuckling it and rubbing it along the ground. And then once that support's off there, we're also waiting for, hopefully, her to regain her toilet control as well. That's like the big one as well. So, like, I would love her to start going to the toilet on her own as well.
That's hard.
Okay.
But she's getting on very well with all.
Okay, then let's see. Last question. Let's see. Dean, how are things going with your nonprofit?
The non-profit, well, we've been talking to charity lawyers and charity accountants, and we're still trying to just come up with a name as well. But yeah, hopefully if we do that, we've got more scope with what we can do with the money we raise. So we're going to change like the whole website, everything that's generated off that. It's just going to be 100% for charities around the world. So it's just all a lengthy process as well. But we're getting there.
Well, because you're winding up having to do everything yourself right now, like the packing of I can't believe you guys pack your own calendars to send out all over the world. That's amazing.
I mean, we do about 10 to 12,000 calendars a year, and we get my whole family involved in doing it. Kelly's involved as well. She draws the comics and the headers and that, and it's just a brilliant wee operation. I love doing the calendar.
I know. You're going to have to hire some people soon because you get much bigger.
I still quite enjoy doing it myself. Like, I would love to stress my mum and Leon out one year by getting like 50,000 calendars. I would just love that. Just doing it myself. But I need to take some really beautiful pictures. So Nala, you better get out there.
Get more photogenic.
Exactly. I need to get more photogenic probably.
Okay. Well, I guess that's it, Morgan, for the questions.
I mean, we have more, but I want to be respectful of Dean and Kelly's time. So we can wrap it up here, or if Dean and Kelly can stay on for more questions, y'all tell us.
I'm
Kelly, you okay to stay on a bit, or?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I haven't done the comic yet for today, so that can happen later. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to put this in.
I would offer to do it, but it takes me hours. I've done it twice and it's just a nightmare.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And my drawings are so crap, but it just takes hours and my hand is killing by the end of it.
Those were hilarious drawings.
I love them. I
But you-
absolutely love
But you need to leave that to Kelly, I think.
No more days off, Kelly. Sorry.
them.
Right.
Oh, darn.
Okay. And Dean, we have lost your video. I know your internet connection is going in and out. So I'm guessing that's why we've lost your video, but just a heads up, we've lost your video.
Oh,
Oh,
there
there
it
he
is.
is.
Okay, cool. Let's see. What else do we have? Let's see. Dean and Kelly, do you plan to meet up in person at any point?
I would hope so.
Who knows? Maybe if I come over to Canada one day, if Kelly invites me to her house, maybe. I'll
Of
end up staying
course.
for a few weeks. So that's what I do with everyone's house. I end up staying for a few weeks, Kelly. So as long as you're prepared for that, me moving in.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got the room downstairs. It's all ready. I've got a big container full of whatever that was, raffia or whatever it is. A drink.
I'm
you
not
hate.
coming in if that's the case.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah. Well, I would think if you do come to Canada, you probably are going to need to come to Vancouver for sure. And then the rest of Canada in the middle is kind of like that until you get to the other side and then things happen. Sorry, the prairies are just flat. So that should be interesting.
Might be nice camping though.
Oh yeah, for sure. You got to go in the right weather. It's going to be a different experience altogether, but you'll find out. Yeah, it's okay.
Need to get myself some bear spray.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it should be. Yep. And hopefully we're not burning to death at the same time. So, hopefully you'll be safe and all that. But I would hope so. I would hope we meet one day. That would be quite wonderful.
No, we will definitely one day.
All right. Dean, is it challenging for you to eat vegan as you're traveling, or what difficulties do you run into there?
It's impossible being vegan when you're in a place like Serbia. So at the minute I am, now it's not, vegetarian, so I don't eat any meat. But it's just basically cheese is on everything over here. Is my camera going again?
It's
No,
on.
there is. Yeah,
Gotcha.
so basically it's impossible. It's much easier when you're back home and you've got everything you need, like a good cook and all that. But yeah, it's quite hard when you're on the road. And then you turn up at people's houses and they've got big roasts on the table and you're just like, I don't eat meat. So you get stick for that. And then I give them a lecture about eating meat. So
Try to
Yeah.
be polite about it, huh?
I know. I mean, there's sometimes it's just you go. I can remember one time and they had like a pig's head on the table. I was like, oh, this is just not my day.
Well, if you come to my place, Dean, I'm vegetarian. And so, well, I always cook vegan meals anyway for one of my daughters is vegan. So yeah, it's no sweat. I get it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm basically vegan. I have vegan. I have oat milk in the fridge and stuff. And then sometimes it's hard when you go in the shops as well when you're trying to buy something and you can't read the ingredients.
Oh, yeah.
That's very hard.
I never thought about that. That does seem.
Definitely.
And then the amount of food as well that people just come and just drop off to me as well. Well, so I could be camping somewhere and people turn up and they've just got like a whole box of stuff. I end up giving most of it away again.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
even beer, I don't even drink beer anymore or alcohol, and people just turn up with it all the time.
It's
Oh,
nice.
well.
And then our next question, or our last question, Dean, is are you working on any other books or thinking of writing any other books?
No, no working on any books at the minute. I want to do a bit more traveling. I want to get back into cycling, traveling, and see where it takes us. I don't want to do another book for another few years.
Yeah.
Sorry if that is bad for anyone out there, but yeah, another few years that will do me for another book.
You have to have some more adventures, right?
Well, it takes a lot of your time as well, and
Yeah.
I just want to do the travel part of it just now.
Yeah. Plus, you're all involved with saving animals so much everywhere you go. You probably don't have much time for writing books.
For all that. But yeah, I think there will be another book out one day, but not working on it just now.
Cool.
All right, Connie, that's all the questions we have.
All right. Well, thank you both for being here. It was great to get to meet you. I would hope one day I get to meet you guys in person. That would be nice. And they've told me that there's 20% off on your bike, one world store. And it has the code, but I can't remember the code, but I think it's posted on your website or your Facebook, Dean, isn't it?
Most probably Leona does Facebook.
Oh, okay. Well, go to his Facebook, and Leona has it's 25% off merchandise in your store. So, and it all goes to charity.
There we go then.
All right.
There we
Well,
go. Perfect.
thank you guys so much. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you. That was fun.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Great. All right,
All right.
and then for folks joining online, we'll have the recording posted about within the next week or so. And that'll be on the library's YouTube channel, but we'll also make sure to share it with Dean so that it can be posted on his social media as well.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
What are you looking for?
The sign up for the volunteers.
Oh,